I'm Kim Brown, your host, and today I have with me Mr. John Sharpe James Jr. And how are you today?
I'm fine.
And you've been on my show, and if you watched Kim's Corner several years ago, you were on my show when you ran for at-large.
Yes.
And now we have another seat coming up in November, which is a special election, city council seat, which you should have gotten anyway, which you didn't get. So you're going to be running again right in November.
Correct.
So just tell my viewers a little bit about yourself. Give them a little history about you, some background about yourself.
Well, basically, I'm proud to be born and raised in Newark. Actually, I was born about 3 blocks away. I live on Pomona Avenue now. Went to St. Benedict's High School. Went to Morehouse College. While in college, you joined the United States Army Reserves. So I went to college classes and did military training. After graduating from Morehouse, I served for 6 months during Desert Storm. Came back home, graduated from Rutgers Law School in Newark, and had been working for the County of Essex for the last 14 years. I retired from the military after 23 and a half years, and my last tour of duty was in Afghanistan. And I'm just happy to be home, working in the community, just participating in the African American Heritage Parade, and I just love Newark. I'm committed to Newark, and that's one reason I'm running for councilman in November.
Okay, so tell us some of your accomplishments, if you've done already.
Okay, well, besides the military, as a veteran, I've been commander of the American Legion Guyton-Callahan, Post 152 at 212 Elizabeth Avenue. For the past 2 years. You're only allowed 2 years of command. And before that, just had regular positions at the post. I didn't just come in as a commander. And worked my way up. I've also been involved in the South District Police Community Relations Council, and we meet every Tuesday in a month, every third Tuesday at the new police precinct on the corner of Clinton Avenue and Bergen Street, and we meet with Captain Venable.
Okay, now what does that council do exactly? What do you do?
Okay, well, that council was created in the wake of the riots, or the rebellion as some call it, back in '69, and it was created so that the police and the community would never have a disconnect as far as communication. So the police representative is there, representatives from the community and block associations are there every month, and we just talk about issues in the community, how to prevent crime, how to work closer with the police department, and how to provide the police department with tips which help them identify some of those who do commit crimes within the community. And I'm proud to say the group is expanding. Every year we also give a scholarship, probably around $1,200 to $1,400 to various students throughout the Newark high schools, and they're able to use that $100 we give each person for books or whatever they need to go on and start their college career.
I didn't even know that program exists. Is that in every ward, or is it just the South Ward?
Well, when I joined the organization, they were just in the South Ward. We allow people from any ward to come in. So they're free to come the third Tuesday of every month. Again, at the new police precinct, and we start at 7 p.m. Anyone's welcome to join. It's $10 to join for a year, and we have elections. And I have been president for about a year now, so I have another year and a half, another 6 months to go. In December, we'll have elections for a new president, and I'll move on from there. But I appreciate working for the group because it's my neighbors, it's a community.
Okay. So what changes would you like to see in Newark when you're elected to council? What changes would you like to see in Newark, especially as far as crime goes? Because, it is a public safety issue now.
Correct.
And we've been having a lot. It's a shooting every day. It's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny.
It's not funny.
And I was asking you because you're going to attend a vigil tonight.
Correct.
And I was like, well, what shooting? You were like, it's a shooting every day.
So which
one are you talking about? And that's sad. That's sad. So what changes would you like to make or legislate when you become councilman?
Well, number one, I think we have enough laws on the books to do the right thing, but right now we have low manpower in the police force because no one's been paying attention to the budget. People falsely believe that just you get a mayor and everything just runs by itself. The mayor needs to have a team, and the team isn't just the elected officials that come on board with him. It's a solid business administrator, which the city has never had. City of Newark's going through 7 business administrators in the last 7 years.
Oh, wow.
So there's
no stability.
It's no stability because, number one, that person doesn't know what revenue streams the city had prior. That person may not have enough time to understand and learn revenue streams, whether it be from the federal government, the county government, internally, and how that affects the different departments who all have budgets. And so when you have those different people, they just come in and they're trying to put out fires, but they really don't understand the underlying core of the budget. They don't know those contacts, which in prior years funded the Newark budget, again, whether it be federal funding, county funding, state funding, or what have you. So you have people in there and, the money just is not coming in, and they look for shortcuts. And when I mean shortcuts or short fixes, it's like
quick fix.
It's like putting up red light cameras in locations in the city which only affects residents. There's a red light camera, I believe it's on the corner of, I want to say Runyon or West Bigelow, one of those streets. And I mean, what was the purpose of putting it there? Only residents use that road for the most part. It's not near any major thoroughfare. It's not a road you would take to the Parkway, the Turnpike, or 280. Yet it's there. And so residents are getting an additional tax. They're getting hit with this $85 ticket, and the city, from what I realize, only gets $6, $7, $8 out of each ticket.
Really?
The rest goes to the company who put up the cameras because that's the agreement. They would provide the hardware up front, and the city would not have to come out of its pocket to pay for any hardware. But again, it's an additional tax. It's really unnecessary. And I could see if it was put on the entrance and exit to 280 and Bergen Street, because a lot of non-residents, speed in and out of the city, and they need to slow down. But, it's things like that which really hurt the regular average resident, and doesn't seem like it's a long-term plan for it. It's just something they just did because they just thought it would raise revenue.
Now I'm getting ready to answer a stupid question. Why has there been 7 BAs in 7 years? So that's every year that the new administrator has been in. Administration has been in.
You had Bo Kemp. Then you had Michelle Thomas. Michelle Thomas went out on maternity leave. Then you had Pablo Fonseca filling in. You had Bill Latona, who doesn't have a college degree.
Never heard of him. Didn't even know he existed.
He's still in the office, no college degree. You had currently we have Julius Niels is there, and I think that was about 6. We also had a young African American male that his name escapes me right now.
They must have.
But there was another one, all acting, and so it's just unbelievable because the budget is the hardest thing to deal with, and you got to remember when Booker and the team came in, they talked about how. The city adopts a budget so late. The budget should be done within the first 2 or 3 months.
You have nobody to.
You have no one to really do it, and you don't understand the budget. My father, even though the budget was adopted late, didn't overspend the budget. We had a situation here in Newark, going back to the crime, where within a year of hiring 2 police classes, 2 highly touted police classes, big ceremonies. Filmed on Brick City and told to the world that these new police classes were going to be the front line on crime in Newark. Within a year, they were fired because the city said, we can't afford to pay you. That's because there was no planning, no one in that BA position that was really on top of funding, and it was just done for show to make it look like,
and now we have so much crime going on. Number one is no police presence. There's not enough police presence because he laid off 165 police officers. There is no more police academy in Newark. I understand they got rid of police academy. There's no police. So if you do bring on officers, you have to pay to train them to go someplace else to another academy. I don't know why they just won't reopen our academy since we have one on 1 Lincoln.
Well, the rule was that we had to continually have classes through them. And for us to not have classes, even if it was 1 or 2 officers, we lost our accreditation. It's like at a hospital not taking patients for.
And then also, that's not taken into consideration, besides the 165 police officers that were laid off, then you have people who have retired.
Absolutely. And there are about 400 to 500 of those, so we're really looking down around 700 offices.
Yeah, I heard it might be a little less than that now.
Right.
And how many citizens are in the city of Newark?
Oh, man.
Oh,
250,000.
about 250,000. Something we're a little under maybe 300,000.
Correct.
So we have no manpower to police
Absolutely.
them, and it's good. Our mayor's on tour. I think he's going around the colleges and he's speaking now,
Right.
and everybody's getting killed on the street, and everybody's getting killed on the street here every day. But that's neither here nor there.
Exactly.
I guess.
Besides,
Yeah.
So we all understand the situation, and I hate to be a pessimist. Some people don't want me to talk about the past, but you have to talk about the past to understand how we're in the situation we're in now. No one focused on the Newark City budget, and the mayor added things to the budget, did executive orders, which the council didn't learn about till the last minute or didn't have power to overturn. And it's sad because we see it in the streets. We see it in the quality of services. Sanitation is horrible. Cutting manpower. Crime we've already talked about.
People's taxes have gone up
greatly, and those on fixed income, seniors are losing their homes left and right. We also have code enforcement. Code enforcement, which will come out there.
But they laid off a lot of those
Exactly.
code enforcement agents.
Right. They used to be able to go out and cite people who were in violation of housing codes or health codes or what have you, and they're not there to do that. So we have people who might be operating illegal kitchens, illegal after-hour places, and they're not being inspected. We might have people who have residences that are eyesores, that have violations.
Yeah, because I see some houses. I rode through a neighborhood the other day, and I saw a house. That house just needs to be torn down. And I see a lot of. I said one day I was just going to ride through and just take pictures of all like abandoned property. That's here.
And there's a lot more.
And it's a lot.
In the past, I know there was a program where if your property got to the point where it needed to be demolished, the city would demolish it, but you would be assigned a lien. There would now be a lien added onto your mortgage for the cost of the demolition to your property.
But they haven't even demolished any of their property. It's a lot of it they haven't. But right now, gonna take a break. Hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey, better watch Kim Corner. Don't you touch that down. I got a bunch of people asking me why we stopping traffic. Because we want to dramatize the issue of violence in our community.
That's right.
That's right. Because everybody thinks that killing our children is normal and okay.
It's not.
But everybody that dies in this town is important to us. The second demand was that they bring jobs to the city of Newark for the people who live here. Everybody that's living in this town is important to us. We need a coordinated plan and treat crime and violence in Newark like a public health issue. We out here fighting for your life. They keep saying that it's political this, it's political that.
Let people put this on our mind, but we know the truth, so we should just deal with the truth.
Every news conference does he have, is that political? When a mayor has a press conference, is it political?
The mayor of Newark must be mayor of every single person, every single family, in every single ward. Ross Baraka for mayor.
And we're back with John Sharpe James Jr., who is going to be running.
No junior. There's no junior.
Oh, you're not
There's
junior.
No junior.
Oh, okay.
No
You're just
junior
John Sharpe James.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I always thought you were a junior.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. See, now he's not a junior. I learned something new. I always call you junior.
Right.
Because you're the son. I always call you junior. But the election is coming up in November. In case my viewers have forgotten, we have the governor's race is in November, and you're actually
It's the same day.
It's the same day.
Same election.
So you're going to be running that. How many other people are running with you in November for that seat? Because you're running for Payne's seat because he went to Congress.
Right.
So it's a vacant seat, and if you all watched the city council meeting, you saw the shenanigans on November 20th. But yeah, so you're running in November.
Correct. November 5th, and it'll be for the remainder of the term for Congressman Donald Payne Jr.
Okay.
And that'll be for that 5 months, and then we have.
Then you have to. Then you're going to run again in June next year. It's in May.
Right.
I thought it was in June.
No, May.
Oh, okay. So you hold the seat, and then in May you have to run again.
Correct.
That's a lot of.
I'll be running up to May because May is the election.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So any election, 6 months out, sometimes a year out, people are running. As we know now, there are various people running for mayor, and that election isn't till a year from now.
Yeah, that's June, right?
May.
That's May.
May.
I don't know why I keep thinking the election is in June. It says sure is in May.
All elections in May.
That's right. So you get the seat in November, and then you have to run again for it in May.
Correct.
Okay. I'm thinking positive, aren't I?
Oh, yes, you are. Absolutely. I like that.
Okay. So who else is running though in November? Do you know?
Actually, it's an open election. Anyone can pick up petitions and run. So I don't know.
But shouldn't your petition have to be in by now?
No, they haven't even gone out yet. You can't even have petitions. The clerk hasn't released them yet.
So how far ahead of the election do you?
From what I hear, we're 8 months away. Within the next 2 months, petitions will come out.
Okay, and how many signatures is it 2,000 that you need?
1,300.
It's 1,300.
Right. It's based on roughly the last election turnout.
So that's how they do the numbers.
They calculate it somewhere down the clerk's office. But whatever it is, I collected 1,300 last time. I have no problem collecting that this time also.
How many votes did you get in the last election when you ran?
Around 12,000.
Okay. So you were the next in line for the seat, actually. If it was a democratic process being done, you would have been the next to get Donald Payne's seat.
If they'd actually followed the ordinance that the council passed in 2005, the next highest vote getter was supposed to fill any vacant seat caused by anything from a council member. It could have been a death, illness, just a resignation. So technically, yes, I should have been by Newark Municipal Ordinance, the next highest vote getter.
Okay, so that didn't happen.
No.
So we're gonna have some interesting races coming up. I heard that Aníbal Ramos is supposed to announce his candidacy make his announcement tonight. I think at the Robert Treat Hotel. We have 2 other candidates running, Ras Baraka and Shavar Jeffries, and we have tons of people running again next year for at large,
right, exactly.
And there's a lot of faces coming for the ward councils because there's going to be some ward council seats that are going to be left vacant too.
Exactly.
So it should be interesting. Where do you see Newark in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'm going to go back to the budget. I see Newark in turmoil because whoever becomes a mayor is going to have to deal with that fiscal crisis.
Like Obama did when he came in.
Right, exactly. How do we pay bills? Let's say Governor Christie gets reelected again. If we say we're not going to use state aid, emergency assistance from the state, and we do have another hole in our budget a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, where are we going to make that money up from? And my worst case scenario fear is that Newark becomes bankrupt and the state comes in and takes over as it took over our school system.
That was the next thing I was getting ready to talk about with you.
Exactly. So as we see,
so that's a disaster already because that's 18 years of not working.
Exactly. School system has improved. We had a surplus. Beverly Hall came in. She erased that surplus, put us in a deficit. We complained about Beverly Hall back then. And again, it's glad that we have shows like this where we really talk about things. Everyone who complained about Beverly Hall, who was the first state-appointed superintendent of Newark City school system, was told, oh, well, you're just complaining, you just want the old ways back. She's new, she's going to reform everything. And recently, in the last 6 months, she was called up on charges.
Yeah, exactly, because she's in Georgia now, right?
Atlanta, right. Widespread fraud in the test scores for the Atlanta City school system. And it was widespread. So principals were involved, vice principals were involved. The entire school district, for the most part, was involved under her tenure in fraud. She was doing the same thing in Newark.
Where do you see education in the next 5 years in the city of Newark?
I see it to be a fight. I see more charter schools. My whole concern is, yes, I do want the best education for our youth, but I want monitored education. We've had the school systems taken over by the state. They've been able to do what they want. They haven't been able to turn around the schools, the scores.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm afraid you get all these charter schools with individual people who only hire their friends. And how do you know that?
And only their friends' children get in.
Right. And how do you know whether they're doing the truthful education or are they rigging the test scores like we just talked about Beverly Hall? How do we know? Who's going to monitor that? If the state can't monitor themselves when they're running,
they can't monitor. Like, who's watching the watcher?
Exactly. How can they monitor 40 or 50 or 200 or 300 new charter schools in Newark and other districts? You know, so it's going to be rough. You know, but I implore parents to stay on top of their children, push them for higher learning, push them to educate them, push them to do their homework. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of competition with entertainment, the streets, peer pressure, drugs, what have you.
And that's a solution to the problem.
Right.
All right. Another problem we have is crime, and you know, our kids are getting killed every day on the street. What solutions do you see for that, or do you have for that?
Well, again, we need more officers. We definitely need more officers. But absent the officers, us Newarkers are going to have to take a little bit more responsibility in our own hands. I mean, we have to make sure our children are in at a certain time. If you don't know where your child is... That goes back
to parenting again.
It goes back to parenting. You know, we have babies having babies now. If you don't know where your child is after 10 p.m. and your child is, let's say, under 13, under 14, under 18 for that matter, I mean, then, and they're living at home, there's a problem.
Now, I want you to look in the camera and tell all my viewers why they should elect you in November as the next at-large councilman.
You should vote me, John Sharpe James, as your next councilman at large because I'm committed to Newark. I'm homegrown. I'm educated. I've served my country for 23 years. I've never sought accolades. I do everything out of the heart, and I'm ready. I've seen what you have now. I've talked about some of the people you have in office, and I've told the truth, and the truth has been coming out every day. So I need your support. It's not easy. I'm not going to have a lot of money to buy people's votes. I'm not going to have a lot of money to send you mailers every day, 3 or 4 mailers a week. But trust in me that I do love Newark. I'm committed to helping everyday Newark residents, not just those who have an inside track. And again, I can't stress enough, I need your help. It's not going to be easy. God bless you.
Thank you. Very good. And thank you for opening up your home to Kim's Corner today. We're taping it at his home, so thank you for opening up your home.
Not a problem.
And it's good talking to you, and I always see you around.
Exactly.
I do see you around. I see you at the different meetings. I see you around.
You will continue to see me around.
Good. That's good. So I wish you the best of luck.
Okay.
I'll see you in that seat in November. I'll come down and wave to you.
You come. You're gonna do a post-election interview.
Okay. Exactly. I surely will, and I'll do some more. As the election comes, we get closer, we'll do some more.
All right.
So I just want to thank everybody for watching Kim's Corner. I want to thank my guest, John Sharpe James. Keep watching. I'll see you next time.
Vacated.